I'm Councillor Jackie Burnett. I am the Chair of APSE Strategic Forum and Climate Change. Nice to see you all online for today's seminar. Building Back Better, Building Back Greener.
I think the public want us to act on their behalf. They want government to give us the resources to do so. I think this report sets out a framework that authorities can use to frame their action plans and make some suggestions in what could be included.
And we'll start off with the promotion of sustainable drainage systems through Cambridge's local plan, and that's projected to result in significant savings for council services, homeowners and industry.
So this is very much looking at those sector-based emissions. So we've got planning, we've got local area energy plans, which will be coming forward. Ofgem have got a consultation out on their website. You can always also find it on the Centre for Sustainable Energy website. And I'll put the link up later. They've been working on developing local area energy plan methodology for good plans.
We've put 1.5 million into hyper hubs to provide rapid charging, particularly at our park and ride sites. And we've also put in 300,000 annually for a climate change delivery programme, and still appointed to a new head of carbon reduction post during COVID as one of those areas that we very much still wanted to prioritise and capitalise on some of the Build Back Better opportunities.
Quick brief of who we are. We're a multi-award winning energy and carbon consultants, best advisor finance, best green business, and most innovative use of blockchain for social good. So we've got one council just closed a contract for next year, which is 20% lower than they're currently paying. So the way that we offer this is a free test. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to commit to anything. We'll benchmark your current contracts using our bespoke software. If you've got any inquiries, feel free to contact me directly. Phil Brennan from APSE Energy, as you probably all know, has also said that you're welcome to contact him as well. As I say, it's free market testing. The market is fantastic at the moment. And I know COVID's hit a lot of us, but there is some silver lining to say, well, if I can get 30% off my bills by being proactive, then that's something that will help.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. I think yesterday's session went really, really well, and hopefully today's will be just as good.
Developing projects. We know that there is a huge pipeline of projects, but these are not being developed out either on your own estate or with partners at the size and scale that commercial investors want. So Edinburgh University did a study in 2018 that showed that of 400 projects at local authority level in the energy space, 200 had not been costed, and of the 200 that had been costed, only 5 met the minimum requirement of the Green Investment Group's £10 million to do project. So the scale that we're working at the moment needs to be lifted up into that space where we can really get the expertise and bring commercial funding in behind some of this work, because we know that money's sitting on the other side of the wall. But how do we bridge that gap?
At Stirling, we are fortunate to have a long legacy of recycling participation and really good quality participation as well. A survey last year published showed that, quite surprisingly, we are the 6th highest household plastics recycler in the whole of the UK. But Stirling, like many local authorities, has seen their household recycling rates stagnate in recent years. There has been significant legislation and funding put behind waste and recycling services since the mid-noughties, particularly in Scotland. However, much of the low-hanging fruit in terms of service changes has now been taken, and the challenge is to continue diverting more waste from landfill in the context of rapidly declining service budgets and resources.
Also, one of the things that I think that we have to recognise as senior leaders within organisations, that when you're making changes like this, we are going to be at the forefront of this, and people are going to tell us their views, both about us personally and professionally, in terms of what we're doing. Some of the things that I want to talk through is basically you can't do anything in this space without really strong political support, and I wanted to talk through how we got it. I think and hope is going to be useful for you. How we reshaped organisationally to move into delivery in such a rapid space of time, and also about communication with everyone a lot, trying to provide reassurance, but with this sense of cautious optimism about the fact that things can be better in the future. But also a really key thing that we've been doing throughout is acknowledging that we won't get things perfect first time.
And we know that the oceans absorb nearly 30% of our excess carbon dioxide. Can we do anything to facilitate that, to improve it, to mitigate our impact by using the marine environment? Can we plant trees in the sea? So some marine habitats are particularly good at absorbing and storing carbon. I like this. Carbon capture and storage facilities do exist, and they work, and they're in the natural environment. And the habitats that do this are often key habitats for biodiversity and supporting fisheries and providing other ecosystem services as well. So that's a real bonus. So blue carbons is a new idea and one with great potential.
Across Yorkshire, where I work, I am really proud to say that we're home to some of the most ambitious catchment scale nature-based solutions programs in the country as part of our flood defence activity, and these are being delivered, sharing lessons from all across the country. We've shared some amazing lessons from Scotland, in terms of how they've been doing this across their catchment. So very much a collaborative effort. We're all learning as we go along.
Great Manchester Wetland Partnership of 20 organisations successfully gaining Nature Improvement Area designation for 48,000 hectares of diverse habitats throughout the wetlands of Wigan and Chatmoss peatlands. And then the Carbon Landscape Project, we've been delivering a series of habitat restoration projects and community engagement work throughout the boroughs of Wigan, Salford and Warrington to combat the pressures associated with climate change and habitat fragmentation.
The more people across the council that really understand this agenda, the better in terms of meeting our targets. And the training really does go into a lot of the information and a lot of the tough questions we've discussed today. It talks about that emissions and accounting for emissions domestically, and also looking at consumption-based emissions. It talks about aligning international, national, regional and local plans and priorities. And yeah, basically it's a massive topic, as we found out by this event.
We'll be putting all the presentations online, and you'll be getting your certificates as well. And a big thank you for each and every person that's taking part in this 2-day event. It's been absolutely great to see you all.